Yes, vibriovulnificus was a very hot topic last year, but I'm also going to be bold and say there was a little bit of sensationalism, and I'll tell you why. When it comes to particularly scary topics like this, my goal is to always educate, inform, and provide resources so you can make comfortable decisions for yourself. So all of the information that I'm sharing in this video, you can find on the floridahealth.gov website. Vibrio vulnificus is an extremely rare flesh-eating bacteria that thrives in salt water as well as brackish water anytime the temperature is above 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Breeding conditions for this bacteria are optimal when the water temperature is above 78 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's why it's more of a concern in the summertime. There are 150 to 200 cases of Vibrio vulnificus infections yearly in the United States. Now, when we are talking about all of the brackish water and saltwater areas in the US, that is a very, very, very small infection rate. In fact, here's a chart of infections and deaths from infection for Florida alone for the past couple years. And now you can see why I think it was a little sensationalized last year, because it wasn't even the worst year we've had for Vibrio vulnificus. All things considered, it was kind of a mild year. Last year in Santa Rosa County, we did have 3 Vibrio vulnificus infections with 0 deaths, and this year we have had 1 infection with 0 deaths as well. But again, think of how many people swim in the Gulf every year with our tourism. And I'm not trying to downplay Vibrio vulnificus at all, because necrotizing fasciitis is absolutely horrifying and I could not imagine contracting it. But am I worried about it? I mean, probably as worried as getting eaten by a shark, which is highly unlikely. There are definitely things you can do to lower your risk if it's something you're concerned about. Like if you have cuts, you can stay out of the water, as that could increase your chances of contracting this bacteria. Me personally, I always have cuts on my body volunteering with sea turtles, so I just make sure I use an antiseptic wash and wash them really, really well after I get out of the water. People with compromised immune systems or liver failure are also at higher risk of contracting this bacteria. Most Vibrio cases aren't actually from swimming in the water, they're from consuming raw oysters, because animals can also contract Vibrio vulnificus. So one of the best ways to lower your chances are just not eating raw oysters in the summer. Now, Florida does not test the water for Vibrio vulnificus specifically because it is a naturally occurring part of the environment, but they do test the water bi-weekly for enterococcus bacteria, which comes from either human intestine linings or animal intestinal linings, and indicate that there is fecal matter in the water that can lead to illnesses, and that is not a natural part of the environment. So that is tested for bi-weekly through the Florida Healthy Beaches program.